Welcome to the Loveland Report and the Lone Ranger Show. I am Cleve Loveland, Central Florida's best real estate planner for the new year of 2025, alongside Bruce Woodburn, the best man to give you the Lone Ranger, the best man to give you your mortgage for 2025 on your new property, on your dream home, on your leapfrog investment property. However you're going to do it, we can help you with it, giving you all of your real estate and mortgage news, as we have been doing for years upon years. Actually, I've got some decades in on this, Bruce.
I know you do.
Doing this, just like we've both have decades. Almost got half a century. Are we close to half a century in the business?
Yes.
Yep. Together we have over half a century. But real estate this year, I think, will be a great year. 2025 probably will exceed 2023 and 2024. And hopefully you're going to fix these rates. We'll get low sixes. I think low sixes would be great if we get those eventually.
Well, I'm not sure.
Is that cricket? You got crickets? I love your
sure
production skills there. I love that. That's pretty good. So, but we're going to talk.
We're hopeful that we
yes.
get low
hopefully
sixes.
Optimistic. Hey, after that great election, I think that Trump bump is going to help our sales in general. But we're going to talk about what's your plan. You know, what do you want to do with your house? We're going to talk about, is this the time to buy? Not the NSYNC song. We're going to talk about buy this year, getting your dream home, getting another investment property.
Bieber?
No, that's
Justin
JT. That's JT.
Right. Bye.
All right, great concert. Anyway.
All right. Yes, and if you have questions about buying, refinancing, building a home equity, pulling money out of your house, refinancing it, you just got to call the Lone Ranger. I've been in the mortgage business for 35 years, going strong. Looking really forward to this year. If you are looking to refinance, don't refinance right now. If you just are trying to lower your rate, lower your payment, or eliminate PMI, I have created a watch list for my VIP clients. I will put you on my watch list. We'll get your documents together. We determine your target rate. And when that rate hits, we're ready to go. You can pull the trigger. Now, if rates aren't ready for you to refinance right now, but if you apply right now, what do you think the advantages to that might be?
Well, we've had some times over the past 2 months where rates actually dipped into the fives.
Yes.
But they weren't there very long. Was there a week?
Very long. So here's the other advantage. Not only are you all set up so that you can pull the trigger quickly, but if the rates aren't where they are and you've got, let's say you got a 740 credit score, pretty good score, right?
Yep.
What if 751 got you a little better rate? So if that's the case, why don't we look at things now, give you that game plan so you know what to do in order to get the best possible.
And that's what I love about your cross country. You talk about all the products you've got, and you do have all the products, but also this kind of planning to help people get the best rate. Or maybe, like you said, now's not, you call a bank and say, hey, I want to refi my loan. They'll be like, come on in.
Yep.
Come on in. Let's get you started. They won't say, oh, wait a minute. Let's wait till rates dip to 5 3/4. Let's get, and I just had, I sat down with a gentleman a couple weeks ago talking about selling his property. And after I went over everything with him, I said, well, let's make it a rental before you move out. He had a 5% rate already. Right. He's been in the property for several years. And I said, why don't we make this a rental? But before you move out, he only put down 10%. I said, let's get the appraisal done for get rid of your PMI, which was like $180, $190 a month. And his cash flow on the property, I changed that for him. And the cash flow on the property also had some insurance problems he didn't understand. He had lender placed insurance placed on the property. Gracious. It was $8,000 a year instead of $2,000 a year.
Forced placed.
He didn't understand why his mortgage payment had climbed up $800 a month. And so all these things I straightened out for him, and he's going to be cash flowing over $1,000 a month. And he's got the down payment for his new home. He's just going to put down 5% instead of what he thought he might be putting down 20%. So we did all the math on that, and he's got the rental property paying him money and something built for his retirement.
Isn't that amazing? Listen, if you bought a home in 2024 and you occupy that property as your primary residence, do not forget to file for homestead exemption. Now, all my clients got a notification. They get the 3 big things you need to know. They know to file for homestead exemption, but you know that it never fails. I get a couple of clients a year and they're like, Bruce, I just don't understand why my mortgage payment went up so much in 1 month. And they didn't file homestead exemption. Listen, homestead exemption gives you $25,000 to $50,000 off of your tax assessed value. That saves you a lot of money. But more than that, it locks in any increases in the future from the county. So the county can't raise your taxes more than 3% in any given year.
Very important.
So they can raise it as much as they want if you don't have homestead exemption.
It's based on the values around there, but yeah, if
Right.
they're skyrocketing, they'll raise them up. My commercial condo, my office is in. By the way, another way to check if you've got a good realtor, do they own their own office?
Yes.
Or do they work out of their house in their pajamas and their onesie?
Or do they even own a home? How many realtors do you know that don't even own a home?
That's another good,
and yet
good
they
tell.
sell real estate.
Or save yourself some time. Just call Loveland Properties. So 407-352-8118 for that, or cleveloveland.com for whatever you're planning this year. You want the bigger house, you want the better house, you want the newer home, you want the smaller home. You want to get another rental property, leapfrog out of the one you're in. We'll talk about all these things, and I'll go over that with you.
At our class,
where are we at on,
and in person.
Bruce, where are we at on rates? We still high sixes?
Yeah,
now?
no, you're in high sixes, even low sevens right now.
So they did tick up after that Fed cut.
Yes.
All right.
Unfortunately, yes, they went the opposite direction. But you know what? Applications are up. I mean, I'm seeing more and more people applying. I think they were just ready. And this new year, I think, is going to really just get people back in the market. But if you'd like to register for our wealth building real estate class, this is not a gimmick class. This is nothing for you to buy. No kids, please. Leave the kids at home. We will have food and drinks available, but this is a workshop so you can get down and dirty, and you will learn exactly what the professionals do when it comes to buying, investing, and managing their real estate.
We'll go over the advantages, the disadvantages, where to buy, what to buy,
how to buy,
what types of tenants,
what type of property,
how to budget. You know, I met one guy the other day. I was doing a listing appointment, and I asked him, like, what's your liquid cash? You wanted to keep a house for a rental. And he didn't have any liquid cash, but he'd been prepaying his mortgage a whole bunch. I'm like, no. We need to get 3 times your monthly bills here into a savings account. He's like, oh, okay, no problem. He just didn't know. So we've got the budget for you to work out on that. So you have your total nut with your mortgage and everything is $6,000. You want to have 18 grand. Now, when you go to the rental property and you're adding another $3,000, $2,500 mortgage payment, we want to keep about, what's that make it? $9,000.
You should have at least 4 months reserves.
Yeah,
for
3 or 4
property.
months. Is that what you need on the mortgage side? Is 4 months?
Well, if you're getting a regular conventional type loan, you're going to need mortgages require you to have 6 times the monthly payment for each property you have.
Yeah, but that counts your investments too and things like that. I'm talking.
Of course it does.
Yeah, liquid cash. I just want people, like, when I manage properties, Bruce, my average single family home has about $500 to $1,500 a year going on in it. And then sometimes
what do you mean?
Repairs
Yes.
that we might see. So budget for that. I have very little vacancy, maybe one or 2 weeks, because as a good property manager, when that tenant tells me they're not staying, the property goes up for rent the month they leave, the month before they leave,
Yes.
not when they're gone. So, that's the important part. Time is money. And I see so many people lose that. I've taken over management where people have had properties that sat for 3 months empty, and the manager did nothing. And when I asked the people what's going on, well, I thought it was just a bad market. I'm like, no, you're just a little bit high and it needs a little bit of cleanup. I rented it within a week. So all these things, time is money when it comes to these rental properties.
407-352-8118 for Cleve Loveland, or Bruce Woodburn, the loan arranger at Cross Country Mortgage, 407-250-9144. That's 407-250-9144, or WeBringYouHome.com for buying, refinancing, building. You want to build on your own lot? You want to buy a lot?
Construction perm, right?
I can help you with all of those needs. And now that FHA has raised their FHA loan limit to $524,000, you could buy $550,000 house and put 3.5% down on an FHA loan. Phenomenal. And then you've got conventional guidelines went to 802,650. So now you can buy a property for 3%.
Well, that means jumbo's like up over $1 million now, right? I mean, so a jumbo loan would be up almost over $1 million.
Jumbo loan is anything over 802. So yeah, if you're putting down 20% on $1 million, you can still do a conventional loan.
Are jumbo rates much different than, we don't talk about that, but that's actually a big part of our market.
Just right now, jumbo rates tend to be just a slight bit higher than conventional rates. More of the differences are the limitations on debt ratio and cash reserves. So when you're into jumbo loans require you to have a lot more cash reserves.
So I got a listing at $1.4 million and one at 2.2. Those buyers, would they be looking at possibly looking at arms on those, maybe, or they're not
I don't
using
see
them?
anybody doing arms.
Not doing
right
arms.
now.
Okay.
The only ones that want to do arms are banks because they've got it's a kind of a hook. I don't believe in them. I don't think that arms are the right way to go.
Great.
If rates were 9.5%, I might have a different opinion.
Yep.
But rates right now, even if your rates aren't at least in the 9s, stick with a fixed rate. You're always going to be safer.
All right, Bruce, I got an email here from a gentleman. Mom just went into assisted living with dad and talking about the house, and they want to know, should we rent it? Should we sell it? And so I'm going to go over and do that analysis for them. So, but if you know anybody with their parents' home or they inherited a house, I can help with those questions on there. And then usually I can make a quick judgment after I look at the rental property. Also, what comes into play is how much money does mom and dad have? They are alive and in assisted living. How much do we need? Is that their only cash? So all these things I'll look at for you and help you analyze. Estate properties, I help with those too. If you've inherited a house, we help get the cleanup done. I'll help get the repairs done. If it needs it, I'll help advise what repairs are worth it. Pre-listing inspection if we need it. And also if you've got, and sometimes with an estate, Bruce, there's in-laws and outlaws. There's brothers and sisters that don't get along.
You'll have outlaws if you don't have a good will and trust.
Yeah. So I can handle that. I can update all 4 people that are part of the property, all 4 people that are inheriting. I can do all that. There's always one person, the house is worth 500. There's always one person who goes, no, it's worth 800, so, but once again, time is money on things like that. If the estate is ready to go, let's get it on the market. Let's get it sold. Here's the amount. I can tell them this is the amount of work I think ought to be done. If the estate doesn't have any money, this is where we're going to go. I can get it on the market and see. I can't stand when I hear about people that take those low equity offers. You hear about, we'll buy your home, or they called the person on the billboard and they sent somebody out really who's just using an algorithm saying, well, they know the market value about,
sure.
And then they say, all right, we're going to give you 60% of that. Plus here, oh, wait, there's some fees on that too. So if you want top dollar, call me at 407-352-8118.
Yes. And if you need a great mortgage lender, you want help, you want somebody you can count on, you got somebody that, has your best interest in mind and not their own, then you call the loan arranger, Bruce Woodburn. I'm applying for the job. Put me to the test. Check out my reviews. Call my past clients. Call my current clients. 407-250-9144 or WeBringYouHome.com. That's WeBringYouHome.com. If you're looking to buy new construction, maybe you're out in Lakeland, Bartow, Sebring, Lake Wales. My friends at Southern Homes are a great opportunity. They have most of their homes are in the mid 300s, brand new, bigger lots than your typical builder, and they'll pay all your closing costs when you use the loan arranger, up to 6% toward your closing costs. Phenomenal. Then I've got Trinity Family Builders out there in what is it?
We got Tavares, Leesburg, Claremont, Mascot.
Yep.
All up and down the 27 corridor.
All up and down the 27 corridor. Then we've got St. Cloud. They've got a beautiful community out there. They've got a 6-bedroom, 4-bath home. It's huge. All their homes are named after veterans.
I did not know that.
Yep. They're all named after veterans.
Oh, good product. Those guys know how to build a great house.
The Oros family know how to build a good home, a good service, and we're doing everything we can to make the buying experience.
But prices are not going to come down if you're thinking about that. One good thing about new construction, no work to be done on it. They're going to pay your closing costs.
Your insurance is much lower because of the new construction.
Yep.
Your insurance rates, and you don't have any repairs to do. You're not going to have to put a roof on.
Get a bumper to bumper warranty probably for the first year or two.
Absolutely. All right. Cleve Loveland, 352-8118. That's 407-352-8118, or Bruce Woodburn, the loan arranger, at 407-250-9144 or WeBringYouHome.com. When we come back for the next segment of the Loveland Report,
got some listings.
Ranger Show. We got some listings to cover, and don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with more of the Loveland Report and the Loan Ranger Radio Show.